Caroline is called upon to submit to you. And her husband is called to be a servant and not a dictator. I'd be lying if I told you that I always do it right. But it's the goal. As a husband, you are called to pursue for the rest of your life. Never fully reaching, but always chasing. That's the other side of the picture. That you are to present a picture to the world of the church's devotion to Christ and Christ's love for the church in the way you live out your married life. This is God's design and plan for you as a husband, that you might become more like Christ. And there's one more person I must speak about. Because if Thomas is to love Caroline as Christ loved the church, then we can never understand that. And it's meaningless if we do not understand Christ's love for the church and how that was demonstrated. The Bible tells us that Christ's love was revealed by dying for sinners while they were sinning against him. Do you ever wake up in the morning and wonder, where did all the stars go? They're still there, but you can't see them. The stars shine in their full glory against a black night sky. And the love of Jesus Christ only ever shines brightly against the dark background of our sin against him. To understand the love of Christ, we must understand our sin. And you know what? It has everything to do with marriage. Because sin is so offensive to God, not only because of how evil sin is, but it's because of who it is against. This helps me to understand it. The Bible says that all liars will go to hell. I go, wow. But then I realise, if I lie to my daughter, she can do nothing to me. But if I lie to my wife, I'm going to sleep on the sofa. If I lie to my boss, he can fire me. And if I lie to the government, they can throw me in jail. So the crime never changed. But when I commit the crime against a higher authority, there's a bigger consequence. And God is an infinite authority. So any crime against him is an infinite crime. So I used to ask, how can a loving God send people to hell? But now I ask, how does God put up with me when I see the things I've done against him? How does he put up with me? There are going to be times in your marriage when you're going to be wondering, how can I put up with her? How can I put up with him? Those are the times when you need to look in the other direction, toward the cross, and remember how much mercy God gave you and how he calls you to reflect that love to your sinful partner. If you really see the dark night sky of your own sin, then the question you will ask is this: how can God ever forgive me without violating his goodness and his justice? How can he save me from the hell that I deserve? There is only one way, and that is why Jesus Christ is the only way, because it cost him everything. The God who created the universe had to become a man, Jesus Christ, and to live a perfect life, keeping all of the laws that we've broken. He then had to die on a cross as a substitute, suffering God's holy wrath in the place of sinners that we deserve. Because of Christ, God can treat us as if we lived his life, because he treated Christ as if he lived ours. The great exchange. We talk about fair. We sinned, he died. So I ask you, Thomas, I ask you, Caroline, I ask everyone here, is God's grace really amazing to you or just amusing? Do you see the cross of Christ shine against that dark background of your own sin and come to him in gratitude and thankfulness for what he's done? May God's amazing love be the fuel on the fire that keeps your love blazing for each other. And might you always look in the direction of the cross when you don't like what you see in the direction of your partner. Never move on from the cross. Dive deeper into it, full of awe and wonder, so that your submission to Thomas and your love for Carolina will be a shining star of the resurrected Jesus in a very dark world. Thanks.